Hi, it's Alex from laughingplace.com here today with a really cool unboxing video from our friends at Hasbro. If you've seen Raya and the Last Dragon and loved the movie, all of the products inside this box are themed to the newest Walt Disney Animation Studios animated feature. This box is really cool that they've sent us. Obviously, we've got Raya and Sisu on the cover there, hashtag Raya and the Last Dragon. This one side has the movie logo. The other side has more dense foliage from the world of Kumandra, and then another image on this side. The back of the box is just green, but let's take a look at all of the cool stuff they've sent us inside this Raya and the Last Dragon box. So already I can see we've got a couple of dolls. We've got a Sisu figure who I think is to scale with those dolls. Let's pull her out. There's a set of mini action figures and a mystery figure that goes along with that set. They sent us one of these, but I happen to have two others I haven't opened yet. We've got three dolls, one of which is a younger Raya with a light up and musical interactive element. The other one is adult Raya and Sisu as a human. My plan of attack is we'll start with the mini figures and the mystery figures, then we'll go on to the Sisu dragon, and then we'll do the dolls to finish everything up. This is called the Kumandra Story Set. It has several action figures inside, including an exclusive Sisu as a dragon. The only way to get that toy is to get this set, which retails for $24.99. In addition to Sisu as a dragon, you have all three Ongis. We've got Sisu as a human with some swappable rubber outfits. We have Raya in kind of an action pose with a satchel that includes one of the dragon gem shards. And then we also have Boone with some accessories for him as well. So let's open these up and take a closer look. Here are all 7 figures out of the packaging. They do have some accessories, and if they're meant to hold them, their hands are designed in such a way that they can be placed there. So Raya, for example, she comes with both her sword and a satchel with a dragon gem shard. Now there is some articulation. All of their heads, for the most part, can turn, and then their arms can also raise and lower and swivel. So you can kind of pose their arms. Their feet are all completely locked in place. The Ongis, which do have names, it's Oyan, Pan, and Uka. The Ongis are just solid figures, as is Sisu as a dragon. So you can't move her head or anything for the Sisu dragon figure, but it is cool to have Sisu as a dragon to scale. Now, as I mentioned, the Sisu as a human figure does have a piece of clothing that can be removed. It is her kind of big coat that she wears throughout the film, and that is rubber, so there are some folds in the back, so you just kind of open that up and work that onto the figure. And there is Sisu in her coat. And what's really cute about these two is the poses. So Sisu is never quite stable on her human legs, so her feet are pointed inwards. She looks like she is uncomfortable in that human body in this figure form. Now let's take a look at the mini action figures, the mystery ones, and see what we've got inside of all 3 of these. The top of the packages kind of give you instructions for how to open these. You cut a few pieces of tape on the top, and then it pops off, and then you can kind of open this up. And this is what's really cool, is it's kind of like a lotus flower. So you pull the flower out, and then that opens up, and then your mystery figure is inside this little bag. So first one we've got is Boone. It is the exact same figure that comes in the story set, but it does look like he has an extra accessory if you get him in this set. So in addition to his little fife, he also has a scroll he can hold that could be a menu, could be anything for his super cool shrimporium business. Also, saving a little bit of paper, what Hasbro's done is the packaging, when you open it up, the list of collectible figures in the line is printed on the inside, so it's not a separate piece of paper. So that is nice as well, going a little bit green, especially with Raya and the Last Dragon representing a lush green world of Kumandra. You know, you want it to be eco-friendly and sustainable, so that's really cool. Moving on to the large Sisu figure, one of the things that is really spectacular about the character in the film is her hair. And here is, it's kind of more of fur than hair, but she has her mane. It does have both the tones of blue and purple that you expect, and then it also has some sparkly accent, almost like very thin strands of tinsel in there. So it does have kind of a sparkly aesthetic to it. I can already see the detailing along her back is really cool too. And like any toy that's kind of too big for its box, the tail comes detached. There are instructions on the back that showcase how to get that tail involved. So a very quick step of assembly, and then you're ready to go with your large Sisu figure that's perfect to scale with the dolls. Before I assemble the tail, I just wanted to show this because this was a cool, nice surprise. There is a piece of ribbon that actually connects the two together. So if your child is playing with this and the tail snaps off and they're outside, it's not going to get lost because it's going to stay connected. To assemble it, you just tuck the ribbon in, snap it together. Does require some force, and then once it's in, it can actually swivel. So it's not just a big appendage that doesn't do anything. You can actually move the tail, which is really cool. The other thing I want to point out about the packaging that I was surprised by, I didn't have to cut any of the cardboard open, and instead of plastic binders, they've used ones that are made of kind of a twine, feels like it's made of some kind of paper. So that's also more eco-friendly, less plastic waste. So you can feel good about that when you get this Sisu figure. The retail price of this Sisu figure is $24.99. There's no batteries or anything like that. It's not a light up figure, but it does have some posability. The head can be moved. Also, the neck can raise and lower, so you can kind of pose her or move her around. The feet are solid, but they're designed to keep her standing up, so you never have to work to try and figure out how to get her to stand up. And as I mentioned, the tail can move, so you can kind of mimic her swimming actions. Also, that mane that I mentioned that's made of fur is really cool. It does extend all the way down the neck and cascades over the front of the body, so that is really neat. For the dolls, we'll start with young Raya, who comes with a Kumandra flower. It's in her hand, it's transparent, it lights up. While the box says it's a Kumandra flower, to me it looks more like parts of the dragon gem, so obviously you can use your imagination. But within the box, it does have a cutout so you can sample the product before you buy it if you're going to a store to check it out. And you lift the arm up, and then the gem lights up, it plays music. I've noticed there's 2 songs, at least in the demo mode, that it plays. And I believe this is the score by James Newton Howard, which is available on the soundtrack release. Here is the young Raya doll out of the box. And obviously her outfit is one piece. Most of it is printed on, but she does have this wrap that comes around, connects at the shoulder, and then cascades down with kind of peacock feather pattern on it. Her hair, she's got rubber bands to keep her 2 little side pieces together, and then her ponytail is arched up and over. It does have an extra rubber band to kind of keep that arc going and keep the hair together. Obviously kids can do whatever they want with it. The shoes do come with some rubber bands on them as well, those little teeny tiny ones that are almost hard to see, to help keep those on, but that's all removable. And then the articulation, obviously her legs are articulated. The batteries actually go in her left leg. So it does come with instructions when it is time to change those out. They use watch batteries and you can change those out. The other arm can move freely. Obviously the one arm is connected to that flower. You can go pretty much all the way up. It just can't go all the way around like the other one. It has a point of resistance. And then you do have a couple of kind of magical sounding music that plays when you make that dragon gem light up, or that Kumandra flower. The young Raya doll retails for $19.99, while the fashion dolls retail for $14.99. And inside our box we got adult Raya and Sisu in human form, so we'll take a look at both figures out of the box. Here are both dolls out of the package. I'll talk about Raya first and then move on to Sisu. Now she does come with her sword as a separate accessory, and her left hand is in a fist so that she can actually hold it. The hair on the doll is quite nice. They've actually done the 2 intricate braids tied together in the back, just like you see her in the film, so that looks great. Her cloak is removable by Velcro, so you can keep that on or off. fun thing that I learned about the making of the movie is that obviously the story is all about Raya learning to trust again. In scenes where she is feeling trustful of those she's with, be it Sisu or Namari or anybody else, her cloak is off. When she is feeling distrustful, her cloak is on. So that's a tell for you as a viewer when you're watching the film the next time. If she has her cloak on, it means that Raya is not feeling like she can trust anybody, and it's kind of protecting her. Her top part of her wardrobe is plastic, so that is melded on. The pants obviously are fabric, and then the boots can be taken off with the flaps on the back, which we're pretty used to. But overall, I would say this is a pretty great doll, articulated at the hips and at the shoulders and the neck. So you can kind of work with those poses, but there's no articulation at the knees or the elbows. And obviously, in terms of scale, adult Raya, thankfully, is taller than young Raya. Moving on to the Sisu doll, she's got her big oversized coat that she wears. The sleeves kind of come down past the hands, so just like in the film, the shorts are a separate piece, and then she also has her sandals on, which are rubber banded, just in case those came out. Obviously the face sculpts, I forgot to mention that for Raya, they all look exactly like the characters in the film. The one part of the Sisu doll that is likely to disappoint a lot of kids or collectors is that her hair is fur. Now I will say, Shop Disney has their own version of the Sisu doll, and her hair, it's hair, but it's all white. I'm guessing the process by which you do this cascading light blue and purple color, and then also with the little strands of little tinsel in there, probably are difficult to do with doll hair, and so probably that would up the cost of making the doll and then also up the cost of buying it. So they've opted for this other version. But what's kind of weird is you would never be able to comb it like you would with any of the other doll's hair. It's basically plush material sewn together on the inside, so you can't pull it apart. There's kind of this big glob in the middle there, keeping it together. I would say it works very well for the dragon figure, but it's pretty much the same material on the doll. It doesn't work as well on the doll. So out of everything here, that's the only thing that I'm disappointed by. Otherwise, these are fantastic play line pieces based on Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon from Hasbro. Thank you again to Hasbro for sharing all of these great Raya and the Last Dragon products with us. Everything you see here is available right now. You can find it in stores and online. If I had to pick a favorite piece in this set, it would definitely be the large Sisu that is to scale with the doll line. Obviously, the young Raya with the light up Kumandra flower is pretty cool for the light up component and the music. I also really like the Raya doll and the little figure line. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.